The first return to be spoken of is that of Helen. A rather dismal situation. Here you see the Greek warriors, this is again a Pompeian relief, placing her in the boat in which she's going to sail home to Sparta, actually now, with her husband Menelaus, and that must have been a very nice domestic situation. Then Agamemnon arrives home, and he is slain in the bathtub by his own wife and her lover. And here we have the son, Orestes, slaying the lover, Aegisthus, and finally slaying his own mother, Clytemnestra. Now, here we come to a very important sociological and historical problem. The earlier tradition was that of mother right, where the inheritance of the name and so forth was along the line of the mother, what's known as the matrilineal tradition. But with the Indo-European warrior Greeks, the accent was shifted to the patrilineal or father line. And the question is, to whom was Orestes related? Was he related primarily to his father or primarily to his mother? Now, if he was related primarily to his father, whom his mother had killed, then it was his duty to slay his father's slayer, which is to say, his mother. If, on the other hand, he was related primarily to his mother, he had no such duty with respect to the murder of his father. So here we see, in a relatively primitive context, the conflict on the social plane of these two traditions. The question is, was he guilty? And that becomes the question of the Eumenides, the last of the three great plays dealing with this terrible homecoming by Aeschylus. And what we see here is the god Apollo, who represents the patriarchal principle, purifying Orestes of the guilt by bathing him in the blood of a sacrificial pig, offering to the powers of the underworld. Here we have the Eumenides, those female guardians of destiny and righteousness, being put to sleep so that their revenge should not become effective, being put to sleep by Athene, who is the heroine, goddess, born from the brain of her father, Zeus. And so the patriarchal principles, represented by Apollo and Athene, overcome the matrilineal principles represented by the Eumenides here, and Orestes is cleansed of the guilt.